Why am I live from my living room? I don't know. Why are you live for your living room? No, it doesn't work like that. Tools, no, view, file, help, docs, here we go, chat. Let's see what my chat looks like today. Hi, Mushi. Hello. Welcome. Hello. Okay. I may relocate at some point in this stream. Hi, Kiko. Hi, Ro. Look at who's here. Ro's here. Emma's here. Marley. Belle's here. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm just clearing my throat. Hey, what the heck? Oh my god! Look at all the folks here. Look at all the people. Look at all the people here. What a crazy thing. What a crazy thing. Did I put my profile? Oh wow. Oh wow. Hi, what the fuck? What is happening with Twitter? Everything going on. I've never been happier. I've never had Twitter. Hi. Twitter's a unique platform, so it's going on like this. It's an absolute dumpster fire right now. It's funny how the site went downhill in less than 2 weeks. I need to know what's going on with Twitter because I can't be bothered to check myself. It feels like I'm in Gov class over Zoom in a good way. I do have a teacherly thing going on over here. So many people. I know. It's pretty crazy. If you came here, let me know how you got here. When you show up, let me know what you clicked on. Let me know what you're up to, and while we do that, This is gonna be a little bit elaborate, but I'm going to relocate, so if I disconnect a little bit, you know why. This is so strange. It's such an impromptu live stream, isn't it? We're moving. Okay, sit on my bed for a second. Okay. Da-da-da. We're moving around. Hey, Kayla. It's good to see Kayla, dude. Mamoru's here. Oh my goodness. Look at all my friends here. How can I fuck with broke boys? 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 You guys hear me? Let me know if you hear me. Put a thingy in the chat. I don't know what kind of thingy, just some sort of thingy. Do this. Hey, never thought I would see you live. Really? Was this me going live that rare? Hey, everybody. I'm gonna turn on my heater. I have a little portable heater, space heater. Oh my god, Rev's here? What the heck? Rev, what's up? Here, your keyboard looks cool. The keyboard is pretty cool. I'm getting a new laptop soon. This laptop's a couple years old. Okay, look at this reunion. It came from the live notice. Excellent. This feels like found footage IDK. It is kind of found footagey. Okay, we're switching the microphone in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Sounds better, right? A little quiet. Do this. Alright, a little bit more sound now. Hey. Oh my god, Angie's here? Man, what's up? What's brought all of you here? I'm gonna put this lighting here so I can get better lighting on my face. And then let me actually, one more thing.
Bluetooth mode.
Okay, this will be better for my lighting. Why is my frames? Okay. Can't go outside, please. Low-key kind of an echo chamber, though. Low-key kind of an echo. On my mic? There's an echo on my mic? Let me know. So what's going on? So Twitter is potentially going to go down for a while. Let's talk about it. Let me see if I can get the precise thingy. Let me see the precise thingy is. I'm trying to find the tweets. Gosh, this is crazy. Okay, so I mean, here's one tweet that I saw. Let me put this. I'm gonna have to put this here, which is gonna hurt my lighting, but that's fine. It's really not fine. Let me switch to window capture. There we go. Okay, this tweet says, I was laid off from Twitter this afternoon. I was in charge of managing badge access to Twitter offices. Elon called me and asked if I could come back to help them regain access to HQ as they shut off all badges and accidentally locked themselves out. So that's interesting. So that's a thing. Oh, this is Mark's. Sorry. So what we're getting the sense of is that in the midst of Elon doing his crazy Elon things, as he bought Twitter, he has pushed several crazy initiatives and has been extremely active in trying to get the Twitter team to change exactly what they want to do. Oh, Twitter is out in Asia, I'm hearing. Twitter is out in Asia. Also, Tumblr just went down because of, I guess, so many people switching to Tumblr. Twitter sent out a message earlier that they were temporarily closing all office buildings and suspending employee badge access, which is always good. So what's essentially occurring is that Twitter is like shutting down operations temporarily due to a mass exodus of employees that was partially a result of Elon firing a lot of people that he wanted to get out of the staff, cost-cutting measures and whatnot, among other things. And also a lot of people just leaving, especially after Elon essentially gave them an ultimatum as employees to take less pay and work more hours, I guess, to push a specific new Twitter 2.0 vision that he has, or they can leave and get severance pay. And it seems the vast majority of people left and took severance pay, and so a huge amount of the employees that hold Twitter's infrastructure together have essentially left, and that is causing huge infrastructural logistical issues. Huge logistical issues are at play, and so a lot of servers are going to go down. A lot of potential privacy issues may take place, which I am definitely nervous about. But we live. Where can I get my ha-has now, man? It's a good question. I do think Twitter is one of the central places in the world, on the internet, for humor. A lot of the best memes come from Twitter, and a lot of the memes that you get on YouTube and Instagram and Reddit are literally just taken from Twitter or taken from Tumblr, which then go to Twitter. TikTok has a lot of funny stuff. I know a lot of people hate TikTok and think it's the worst thing ever. It's just literally people fearing modernity because they realize how bad the world is turning, and so whatever new comes in that week is increasingly met with cynicism. And since TikTok is newer, that's where it's so cynical, and also China and and also all the bullshit that happens on TikTok. But TikTok is fine. Honestly, I don't think TikTok is that bad at all. I come across really good content on TikTok. Um, it's just a matter of whether you like short form content and how well you're able to curate your page, because it's actually not very intuitive at all. It's also a great place where different intersections of people meet. I mean, social media tends to be that for sure. The only problem is that people meet under very strenuous and tenuous conditions. The funny people will just go elsewhere. Yeah, but it's a matter of finding them, right? For artists too, the only option I can think of is Instagram, but the reels make it really difficult nowadays. Yeah, so I think that this is, the more that we see these different social media apps continuing to have such large scale problems, the more it feels like YouTube is about to seize a moment in a very, very emphatic way, because not only are they honing in on the YouTube Shorts element here and trying to cut into that TikTok revenue share, as TikTok may have increasing barriers towards expansion or cool off, and YouTube can offer more and more with their already loaded infrastructure and loaded like base of capital, and reputation, brand reputation, etc. YouTube can also see this as an opportunity to take some of the different things that sites like Twitter and sites like Instagram are neglecting and use that to reel in more users, which I think they will do, because that's something YouTube has always been good at. But even if they don't, the current infrastructure on YouTube and the current stuff that YouTube encourages and allows for is, as well as how big YouTube is already, is like a big deal. 98 viewers. It says 47 for me. Let me refresh. Maybe oh wow, 94 viewers. Unbelievable. Where's all these folks coming from? Where are all of y'all coming from? Let me know. I'm sad that I might be losing friends. Like, there are people who you talk to but not close enough for Discord, Interesting. Yeah. I mean, there's people that you just don't you lose contact with when a certain medium goes down. Try your best to maintain those ties, and if not, then it's okay. Sometimes things die. I guess you'll reunite with people that you're meant to reunite with. That's the best thing. That's the most hopeful thing that I can offer you, I guess. I'm just cynical about social media more broadly. Same. So many of them have been bad for people's mental health, myself included. So I haven't gotten anything past Facebook. I tried Insta, I died. Social media is generally quite horrible. I'm very cynical and very pessimistic about it. I think all of our lives would be better off without it in a certain extent, and that's coming from a person who literally makes content on social media and also connects with people and makes a lot of friends on social media. I just think that even though there are elements of social media that are very powerful and useful and fascinating and entertaining, social media in general contributes a lot of negative and really tarnishes our humanistic capacity when it comes to our ability to communicate and love each other, because most people really think that they can substitute genuine human connection, online or offline, with social media connection. And I have to say, a lot of the connections you make on social media, they are useful, they're good, they can be fun, they can be wholesome, they can evolve. But until they evolve, they're tenuous connections. The person that is like your best oomphy on Twitter like 3 days ago can tomorrow become somebody who like talks shit about you and turns on you as soon as like the clout offers such a thing. Oh, now the watchers are down to 77, so that's good. Twitter is a very toxic place, though. I think we could all benefit without it for a bit. We would all benefit from a lot of things going. The main thing would be capitalism. So I do try to emphasize, like, from my point of view, that it's really a class and a capital issue that is behind all of it, not just modes of technology or modes of communication in and of themselves. It's about capital that does this to everything. Sierra says when financial incentives get involved in social media, but it's not really even a financial incentive strictly as much as it is just capitalism. that poisons every part of us, and spectacle, right? Capitalist spectacle that poisons every part of our engagement with each other. And I really try to encourage people, with some of my content to open their eyes to that, and to see the things we get on social media as methods that we can communicate and connect with each other better and in more human ways, rather than being like, well, this is it, right? Like, it's Twitter or it's bust. Who else remembers when you could go on Tumblr and Twitter and they're wearing ads? You're talking about the old days now. I remember that time when YouTube didn't have ads. Amen. I literally don't consider someone a friend until you get to spend time together, even if it's just once. I mean, in-person connection, like, you don't have to only interact with somebody in person. There's a lot of great connection you can have online, but it is to say that it has to be a genuine human connection, like one-on-one conversation, or conversation within trusted groups of, like, it can't just be like little Twitter replies. Baby Gang were actually my first online group of friends, LMAO. I still have the art you made me, Rev. I very much appreciate it. Grace is here. What's up? They're selling your attention. Yeah, they're colonizing every part of your brain, every part of your attention, every part of your life, as Bo Burnham once said. Rev says Twitter maybe intensifies the experience of having acquaintances, and then those deepen into friendships, but that tenuous stage differs on the interwebs. Yeah, absolutely. Like, most of the people that are your Tumblr, that are your Twitter friends, you enjoy having them because there is enough distance between them and you to where you don't have to sacrifice much in terms of your vulnerability, your emotional vulnerability, or your privacy, or your personal stake in general. But you also can be close enough to a person to talk to them over and over again and get something close to social interaction and human connection that a lot of us are deeply missing. So for people with social anxiety, social media becomes extremely attaching. We become addicted to social media for that reason, because we don't want to put ourselves out there in a way that we can be vulnerable, because that's extremely scary. But we're also so atomized because of this anxiety that we have towards socializing, that we are desperate for human connection with people. And so we go on Twitter and we make oomfies, and we join fandoms and things like that. But we have to, there's a point that you all are going to get to in your life where you go like, holy shit, like, this isn't living. Like, I have to confront my social anxiety, and I have to confront the things that I have internalized through online, spaces, because at some point that shit is not going to fulfill you at all. It's really empty calories is what I would say. So I love Pinterest. It's media without the social. I just don't find a lot of Angela live, laugh, and pinning. I mean, yeah, Pinterest does give me like millennial vibe. I never really enjoyed Pinterest. I never got into it because I don't know. It's just like the UX doesn't speak to me, Damn, what did I walk into? Sorry, Anya. I wish socializing was not via apps, like how to date, not via a dating app. Well, if you want to date somebody, you there's plenty of ways to do it outside of dating apps, Have you not tried it? I love Pinterest. I feel dorky for not getting into Pinterest. Bo Burnham, shout out to Bo. Twitter gonna be gone tomorrow. Y'all go through his likes now. Go through his likes. Stalk him. Stalk your boyfriend. The weird despair and feeling out the idea of it going down is kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where you catch yourself like realizing how important certain things are in your life, or how much space they take up in your life, and how much interest you build with other people or towards other people because of an app. So then when it starts being threatened, that's when you all of a sudden start thinking about all of those things. But I honestly, like, I made my peace with leaving Twitter a long time ago, and that's why it doesn't bother me as much. Because I kind of started just like investing in my real life and caring about my real life a lot more. And I firmly encourage you, whether or not Twitter survives, I firmly encourage you all to do the same. Elon Musk may save Twitter. Elon Musk probably won't save Twitter, given that it's about to collapse due to his leadership, but in a twisted way, he may save us from Twitter. Bumble BFFs is BS, they said. They don't respond. I mean, Bumble. People probably people can ghost you at any point in social media interactions, and that is something that differs with online and offline connection. Is that offline you can just, and you can't really do that the same way online. A bunch of bad woke employees got fired. It's for the best. Okay, American Legend. This is a fun bit for you to offer here. Wait, so will Twitter be gone forever? Probably not, says Rev, and I agree. We'll tweet Jim and Jimin for the remaining days left. Yeah, get Jimin trending on Twitter again. Get that meme going. TikTok is just like YouTube. I'm reading back in the comments. TikTok is just like YouTube in the fact that there's wonderful content, but you have to look for it. Yeah, you gotta really train your algorithm. That's the way that it goes with all the social media apps. Is you gotta train your algorithm, which is like people say it as if it's like this meritocratic thing. Like just train your algorithm and then the app will be fine. It's like no, the app will always be toxic. It's just if you train your algorithm, which is sometimes a more difficult process than it seems, you get then the good content that you want. But like I think one way that's good to train your algorithm in terms of like if you're just interested in finding certain content on certain websites is by making different accounts that have different purposes. And so you can have one account that's for music that you like, that you follow content that's about that, and then another account that's for philosophy that you like or political philosophy that you like. But TikTok doesn't work well that way, because TikTok will just randomly suggest you things, and if you don't like it, then it will take that away from you, and you may never get the same algorithm. So it's all kind of messy, and aside from that, it's like weird. At least he's trying to get things back on track. I don't really think he's trying to get things back on track. I don't think anybody really cares about the app enough to do anything good about it, because there's so many problems with it that haven't been resolved. Aside, including very much the toxicity of it. I don't even post fandom stuff there at all on Twitter. I mean, that's one of the things people do on Twitter. Have you heard of that project Jack and Co have been working on? Blue Skies is the name, I think. I have not heard of it. I'm probably not going to check it out, but if other people's attention is on there, then I will use it to try to get people's attention, because I'm a deeply, deeply insecure person. Or I just like being nosy and seeing what people do. Oh shit, there's like leftover hair gel still on this table. Not hair gel, hair oil for coloring hair. You mean Insta? Oh yeah. Insta's weird for Stan stuff. I never honestly, like, how many times are you gonna suggest me videos of Lisa? Like, I don't have a Lisa opinion. Stop trying to make me have a Lisa opinion, Instagram. Karina sent me something on Twitter that I should probably show you guys. Not this, but thanks. Thanks, Carl. This. People are projecting some fun messages. Bankruptcy baby, supreme parasite, petulant pimple, apartheid profiteer. Always important to point that one out. Dictator's ass kisser. Lawless oligarch, insecure colonizer, cruel hoarder, space Karen. Wow, space Karen, that's a good one. Mediocre man-child, that's mean. Pressurized privilege, now you're just using alliteration for no reason. Petty racist, okay, we're good. Megalomaniac, okay, that's pretty good. Worthless billionaire, I mean that's redundant as a statement. Bankruptcy baby. That's a tautological statement. Supreme parasite. Petulant pimple. Okay, there we go. Petulant pimple is like, that sounds like some Harry Potter prose. But aside from that, yeah, everything's good. That projection is so real. Projection is real in general, isn't it? Twitter diaspora are going to be crazy. Twitter diaspora. Twitter does not have enough longevity or genuine identity to construct a people in the way Tumblr did, or the way other sites have, like MySpace. So it can never have a true diaspora, because it's only appropriating the space and time of diasporas that have converged on Twitter. So how about that, Aura? Good night, Karina. I love you. I know Azalea Banks called Elon apartheid Claude. Azalea is a funny one. Azalea's got a sense of humor. Oh, so who are y'all voting for? And like what? What vote? Oh, Angela, thanks for the nice comment on my picture. Harry Potter prose is a hilarious way to describe text. You know, like perpetual pimple. I feel like this week I aged 30 years. I'm sorry to hear that, Pink Paradox. You'll de-age other weeks. Twitter helped mobilize many young voters this cycle. Twitter did not do it. Twitter did not help mobilize people this cycle. People who mobilize people use Twitter to do so. People mobilize people. They just use Twitter as one of the places to do it. But I don't think Twitter has any good positive role in the lives of us. It's the people that use Twitter that can give you great interactions or negative interactions. Tumblr gave us Halsey, but Twitter gave us Ice Spice. I have to disagree. Did Twitter give us Ice Spice? I mean, she was on Twitter, and she did blow up a lot through Twitter. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. You might have a point, Ara. Hello, Ings. This week is feeling kind of prolonged for me as well, but more like 9 days long instead of the 7. This day is like a weird mix of short and long. Oh my god, over 100 viewers. Hey, everybody. It's been a weird mix of short and long. I have a video that's going to come out in a couple of days, but now all of a sudden I have like 3 videos I want to write. Because like I don't even have anything good to write about Twitter. So I was just like, I might as well do a live stream about it. But I want to write something about this Taylor Swift thing, so that's probably going to be my next video after this one. Ara smiles. Nonetheless, I do appreciate your video about Gen Z being broken. I can't remember the exact words. I don't even really blame Gen Z. The older generations have fucked things up for you. It's true, America Legend. I thank you for the support. I think older generations have only. I think every generation plays its own part, and I don't blame the generations so much as I blame the systems we've been forced to enforce. You know, if generations didn't have to deal with the issues that they had to deal with, then they wouldn't have done the bad things that they had to do. Everything's very cyclical in that way, you know? So the only thing we can do is just try to make things better. I don't know her vid on her having a fat on her scale. Since Twitter is gone, there's one more secret I feel I have to share with you. I did not care for The Godfather. You know what? That's okay. The Godfather is a masterpiece of modern cinema, but not a film for everybody. The Gen Z video was iconic. I subscribed because of it. I'm sure it was the case for many. You did an amazing job. Thank you so much. It was really, that's part of why I decided to respond to some of the comments for the Gen Z video, because I wanted to touch base on those topics again, because I know that a lot of you guys are passionate about it. And so this next video coming out in a couple days, probably on Sunday, is going to be about that. Sorry if I'm chewing gum. It helps me. Yeah, I want to talk about those topics again and like re-engage with that conversation with y'all before I move on to something similar. Government and corps are in bed with each other, which should not be that way. It shouldn't, but that's unfortunately that's how power has created things, isn't it? It's all about capital. It's all about capital and accruing capital. But not even just that, but like literally, like, I mean, there's so many contradictions with it too, you know. It's just a weird mishmash of problems, and all we can do is try to learn about them and do something. I've been seeing Taylor all over my YouTube shorts, and that just made me really remember when everyone hated her for literally no reason. Yeah, I mean, I guess people hate her for a reason now. I don't know how people feel about this Ticketmaster thing and like the things she was encouraging fans to do, but I don't know if I have a strong feeling one way or the other. I'm always like that with Taylor, where it's like I don't have a strong feeling one way or the other, even though I get that other people do. I'm a proud capitalist, but capitalism with compassion, more of a pure capitalist. I don't believe in forcing products or services on the people who are anti-competition. I mean, we could probably have a conversation about that. I think that there's some interesting ideas you put forward there, but I'm staunchly, I don't know if your vision can be completed through capitalism, especially as it exists today. Do you think socialism would be better? kind of like it's a very simple question, right? It feels like a it feels like something that's like it should be a yes or no question, but it's really not a yes or no question. I think I would consider myself a socialist, but I would say that it just more so depends on the actions that are done, and for whom and to whom and how. You know, that's a weird question. That's a weird answer, right? I would describe myself as yeah, I would probably describe myself as like socialist, but part of why I hesitate to do so is because it means it's such a term that has so many different meanings and can mean anything to anyone. So I'd rather just sort of say how I feel, like give specific answers or specific opinions, and then let things happen. Tickets are selling for $90K for some shows. What, $90K? That doesn't seem possible. Like $9K? A friend at work was telling me how much of a bad bitch Taylor is because the tickets demand broke Ticketmaster. I was like, yeah, crazy. Never seen that happen before. Yeah, Ticketmaster is just built to break. So I think no matter who's socialist or capitalist, I think the problem is who is in power. Yeah, that's generally like a pretty good way to look at it in a lot of ways. I think it's just a matter of securing it, about everybody having interests and finding ways that we can secure those interests. And for a lot of us, the way that we can, the way, especially as the way things are, the only way we can secure interest is through capitalism, right? Like that's the system that we're engaged in. But the point of socialist belief is to want for that system to change and to imagine new radical possibilities that mean that we don't have to, for instance, see ourselves as like constantly accruing capital and constantly transforming labor into profit in order to have our interests secured. I'm using the Twitter going down as an excuse to finally drop it. It's ironic because I just came back. Like I used Twitter going down as a reason to come back. I reactivated my account just so I could like hop on and see what's going on. Oh, perfect. I just got a response from somebody that I wanted to follow outside of Twitter, so thank God. Where's Army Twitter gonna go? Army is all over the place all the time, so I think that the best way to look at it is just like there's so like Army is like a collection of thousands and thousands of bubbles, so your bubble will always go somewhere. A lot of the people that become friends through Twitter follow each other on other apps, and they'll build little things there. And people are holding, people hold real life Army events all the time, all over the world. It's one of the most popular things to do. With like one of the more popular newer event hosting themes is like fandom stuff, like BTS fandom stuff. So you can take a look for that. BTS fans is the Army we're referring to here. Where won't Army go is a better question. Hopefully, like what is that Trump app? I feel like the lefty movement has such a hard time with labeling themselves because a lot of people in Congress will co-opt these terms and sort of ruin those describing words. Yeah, I have a lot of weird philosophy when it comes to that I'm kind of parsing out, and one day I'll write a book. But I think generally it's almost impossible for something to become popular and not be co-opted and not eventually become stupid in a way. And so we have to like sort of not fear being, becoming stupid in that sense. Like we have to kind of not fear being co-opted. And I think also the general problem is that leftism is like such a gigantic spectrum of ideas in a way that, right-wing belief it tends to not be, because right-wing belief tends to look a lot alike no matter where everybody goes, and there's always like intrinsic connections. Even across different beliefs and belief systems for right-wing thought. Whereas leftism is just like, it can be absolutely anything. Like leftism can be Stalinism, and it can be Rosa Luxemburg, and it can be Marxist-Leninism, and it can be Trotskyism, and it can be anarcho-communism, and it can be, it can be growth socialism, it can be degrowth socialism, it could be a lot of things. You should watch some of Elliot's videos on BTS. Yeah, I got one on this channel. It's pretty good, I think. Every social media platform has organized armies. You just gotta find your niche. Yeah, you know, Army Twitter loves to shit on other armies, but there's a lot of shitty armies on Army Twitter. So many are really migrating to Tumblr, but low-key I feel that the Tumblr army, which has such a close-knit community, will now be washed away in this wave. To be honest, I'm not worried about Tumblr army. They'll fend for themselves. They'll figure it out. They show tickets prices for her GA show being 95K. That's crazy. That must be the resellers. Yeah, I do agree that more government assistance programs is definitely at least a good thing. I would say that I'm more interested in like not necessarily pragmatic, because that's very subjective, but like figuring out what the next step is that we have to take, than sort of getting too deep into utopian thinking, even though I like utopian thinking. So that's what I would say with regards to my ideology as well. There should be more political parties, really. Humans struggle in a binary system of any type, really. There are more political parties. There's a bazillion political parties and ideologies within them. But there's only two, in the United States especially, there's only really two that get any type of, let's say, marketing or representation, because they have all the power is concentrated into a couple parties. I think there's a degree to which eventually you have to sort of consolidate your beliefs and consolidate your desires to fit the desires and beliefs of a group. But ultimately, there is also a degree to which we all have to keep learning and finding our things. Housing is a major issue these days. Absolutely. It's been an hour and I still don't understand how Tumblr works. You basically reblog and post stuff. I don't know. It's a whole thing. You just look at the cute stuff and reblog it. I was trying to describe leftism to the girl who didn't know anything about politics at all. It was interesting, lol. Yeah, there's a lot of people that will just, their only conception of what left and right wing is like Democrat or Republican, because there's no sense of real political education, especially in the United States. I mean, we have no real teaching in the humanities here. And I think that goes for a lot of other countries too. Like, I lived in Santo Domingo for 3 years, and I have a sense that it's a very similar situation. People don't have any real political education or financial education, economic education, social education. Like, you have to go to college and choose things, and then by that point you have no real interest in starting it unless you have an interest in starting it. You know, like getting deep into it. I'm certainly moderately independent. I mean, independent just means that independent would just mean like a party that's different from not belonging to a party. So that's not really a description of a political belief. If I wanted to get interrogative, you know, what you doing? Smile emoji. I don't know. I'm live streaming, I guess. I signed up for Paramore's pre-sale a week before and they waitlisted me. Ticket purchasing is such a mess these days that I don't even take a lot of joy in trying to go to concerts. I never was a huge concert person. I'm thankful for that every day because it's allowed me to be less fucked over by the ticket purchasing process of today. It's just gotten worse and worse. Háblame en español, Pedro Pascal, please. Pedro Pascal. ¿Te recuerdas de esa introducción? Cuando yo dije que yo era Pedro Pascal. Es que yo tenía un chiste. A veces yo hago bromas con mi editor, Danai. Yo no sé si ella está aquí. Y ella es chilena. Y Pedro Pascal es chileno. Y entonces a veces yo me pongo unos chistes en los videos de que yo soy refiriendo a algo chileno, diciendo que soy un celebridad chileno o algo así. But yeah, I even do an army. I mean, it depends on what part of BTS fandom you're in. I like Elon losing money, but will miss my timeline. I just got to like it how I got it. I just got it how I like it. Like, it's pretty perfect. Honestly, that'll take the time on another app. Yeah, Elon. He'll get his money. He'll get new money again. That's just how it works. These capitalists never die. I'm just sad about all my bookmarks. Hey, I mean, nothing's died yet. Look, the stuff is still there somewhere. Let me send heart emojis to this guy's responses. Thanking him for responding to me. Ay, habla español, amo. Gracias, Nicolás. I do recommend finding those that you like on other platforms. Many people are providing their alternative socials. Yeah, like just follow people, and especially support people who make stuff and who say stuff, you know? Follow people. And support people. Support people, support people, support people. Qué lindo acento tienes, gracias, Nestor. There's like two dudes in here that are like rooting for me to speak Spanish. Armies are creating an app, but it'll take time. Armies are doing like a million projects all over the world. Danny C, I'm so sorry they did you dirty, friend, because I signed up for pre-sale a few days before Toronto ticket sale and got them. Nah, Leah, that's just bragging, low-key. There's a heart button that's just like, and right next to it is a reblog button. Indeed. The one with the arrows. Do resellers even get the chance, though, to purge these prices at resale? I thought they only do that in general, and no general sales cancel. So was the TM themselves just purging because they can? I think there are resellers that still get the pre-sale stuff. They find ways, right? There's like a ton of bots that bought those tickets according to the report. So your videos have been blowing up lately. Don't forget user Tsoa when you're skyrocketing into the algorithm. Is that you, Enyonam? You're Tsoa? Did I not make that connection? Have I forgotten that? I just know you as Enyonam now. Either way, just don't, just keep stopping by. I'll never forget you, dude. Yo puedo entender, pero no puedo hablar bien. Está bien, Rachel. Está aprendiendo. What's up, Amanda? It's good to see Amanda in the chat, man. I love Amanda. I think being extreme is a problem, not being conservative. I don't think being extreme is a problem. Extreme is relative. What you think is extreme, somebody else will think is moderate. What you think is moderate, someone else will think is extreme. Focus on the points and the thoughts itself and how well you've constructed them. And let other people decide whether something's extreme or not. Abolish Ticketmaster. Yeah. Abolish Ticketmaster. It's a pretty good point. Every social media, scuba doo. I never really got into K-pop. I mean, I'm still a huge BTS fan, but I don't get into K-pop at all at this point. I really am not. Like, I fell off the K-pop wagon a while ago. I was never that hard on the wagon to begin with. It's just BTS for me. Tell me about your day, please. Well, my day was pretty good. It started pretty well. I had a hard caffeine crash. And I had a bit of a difficult conversation with a loved one, but then we sorted through it and we got through it well. And now we're better for it. And then I was working today. I had at my job, and that went pretty well. I had some fun conversations, first with my coworker before we left, and then with my Uber driver. I took an Uber home because I had to get home in time to let my brother in, who's visiting. Yeah, it was a good day. Really good day. Tumblr marketing going crazy right now. Tumblr can't do anything to save its life, man. It'll forever be self-sabotaging. I just saw Blackpink in Chicago last week. It was alright. I'm not a fan, but my sister is. Never really got into Blackpink myself. Only thing about Twitter going down is I don't have to fight Blinks wishing harm on the boys. There you go. You don't gotta deal with them. Ali, could you say trans rights? Am I looking at the camera? Is this the camera? Yeah, it's the camera. Trans rights. What job do you have? I'm actually moved that somebody asked me to say trans rights. Like, I feel like that's a big deal. Like I really reached the point that I have a YouTube channel that people know enough that they asked me to say trans rights on camera. Which is like something I felt like people would just, like, I don't know. It's just like I see people, because you know what I mean, guys. Like, I thought that's something that people just asked, like big streamers like Hasanabi and shit. With that being said, everybody needs to be extremely, extremely diligent about standing up for your fellow trans people right now. It's extremely important. Extremely important. Was solid 18 and I went to their concert last week. It was so fun. I'm glad you had fun, Rev. No problem, Spady. No problem, Spady. It's you know, I there's a lot more that I can do than just saying trans rights on camera. Trans rights chain. You're a superstar. I'm no superstar. Stop. Oh, good. The trans rights chain. This is very much a trans-friendly channel. A lot of my friends are trans or across the gender spectrum, so this is my shit. This is what I rap all day. Trans rights threshold. What does that even mean? It feels like we were in the Titanic. Yeah, the Titanic. I gotta tweet that. Somebody gotta coin that. The Titanic. Titanic. I just coined a thing. I coined a term. Twitter was home. You'll find a new home. You'll find a much better home. Trust me. TikTok is entertaining, but I find it difficult to have any sense of community. That part, it is very bad for community building. Discord is really good for community, and sometimes to a fault, but it's still really good for community. What job do I have? I work in a college. I work in a university. I tutor people in writing. What's up, Ro and Grace? The Titanic. You see what I mean? It makes me feel safe when creators are trans friendly. Love from the MBs. Hey, listen, man. This is my shit. Like there's still so much for me to get educated on in terms of theory. And it's not my lived experience. I'm very comfortable with being male, but I am also like I'm always, you know, I find my experience even of my own gender and my own experiences with gender dysphoria to be very much opened up by learning about the trans community. So even in that sense, I have a personal stake in that. You know, we all have a personal stake, whether we're cis or trans, in the lives of our fellow trans people. We all have a stake in each other's lives. We all have a very deep debt to trans people. And I feel like I wish people would understand more of that. I feel like people understand marginalized people's issues as like separate issues that happen to like those people and not me. And it's like, no, it's happening to everybody. Can you proofread my papers? Pay me $100. Good night, Cham. Thanks for coming by. Pretending like I don't talk to Ro literally every day. Hendrik creates. YouTube is home. You know, home is home. Don't let any of these apps or websites be your home, guys. Like just speaking like unironically for a second, like don't let that happen, you know? Like let your home be your home. And if your home isn't your home, then find something else that can be your home, but don't let it be an app, you know? KK boo boo. I had a really hard look at gender a little while ago, and while I still came more out of it more or less, I'm girl. It made me think, it made me more intentional about myself in general. It's really important. It's really important. What are some new things you'd like to explore in 2023? Not necessarily related to this channel, just your own endeavors. I will be putting music out again, at least one song, so be on the lookout for that. Aside from that, I don't know. Live streaming. I will be live streaming more at some point. I'll be live streaming more, and I'll be putting out music again next year. And probably still doing more of these videos that I do. Random, but who ate their vegetables today? I ate a bunch of vegetables. I just ate Chinese food, so I just ate Kung Pao chicken. And that has vegetables in it. So, Elliot comeback, pretty baby comeback. If you know, you know. Okay, LOL. What's up, fellow gender fluid? Shout out to the gender fluids in the chat, yo. Yeah, music era. Pretty baby era. All right. Here y'all go. Yeah, I have a song. I have a few songs. I have to make a few more songs. But I'm gonna wait until I get a new laptop, and I'll probably record a bunch of stuff. I want to wait until I get to at least a certain point and now I'll start like probably dropping a song at a time at some point, and then hopefully by the end of next year, I'll put a mixtape out or an album. YouTube is a place where people will experience burnout, so yeah, pretty much like home. Shout out to Burnout. Oh yeah, what music have you been listening to lately? Hey Leo, let's see. I love this. I've been listening to this song "Bleed American" by Jimmy World a lot. If you don't know it, you should know it. It's a great song. Bro, I'm looking at you specifically. I listen to a lot of throwbacks in general. So there's a song called "Es un secreto" by Plan B. By Plan B. So if you don't know that one, I don't know what to tell you. I've been listening to some merengue because I'm Dominican. So there's a song called "Linda E" by Grupo Mania. It's a good one. I'm listening a lot to this song "Sante" by Stromae. Really love that song. That one. What did I even do? I'm saying, like, you gotta listen to that song, bro. If you don't know that song, you have to know it. Like, if you're trying to be about this emo life. So excited for new creative endeavors. Let's go. Speaking of music, excited for Indigo. Yeah, I'm excited as well. So yeah, I'm listening to a lot of stuff. If you're looking for a good memoir on what it's like for trans people, check out Redefining Realness. That'd be interesting for me to check out. Elliot in the studio. Yup. Shout out to the veggie eaters, and if you didn't eat veggies, shout out to you too. Veggies are important. Veggies, water. I had to have a zucchini. Zucchini's good. Veggie taco from Cafe Rio is delicious. I'm not familiar, but it sounds good. I hope I pull out an Elliot photo card this comeback. I don't know if we'll be producing photo cards, but like, you never know, like. Pero like, you never know, bro. Like, it's different. Like, last words. Thank you, Hendrik. Es un secreto entre tu mirada y la mía de sentimiento. You know the song? Okay, Ro. See, Ro always is hip. What are our comeback goals for my new song? Stop. We're not there yet. Have you hydrated today? I hydrate a lot. I drink a lot of water and I pee a lot. Not to be TMI, but like, I like photo cards. I'm on it. Are you producing photo cards, Rachel? That's very exciting. That's very kind of you. If anyone wants cool trans creators to watch, Rose Ramdin and Verity Richie from the Verity Bitchy channel are my faves. Highly recommend. Rose Ramdin is extremely talented. Extremely talented. Horrifyingly talented. And Verity Richie, I should check out as well. The sentimiento. Yeah, gender fluid and non-binary, like, you know, it's all about how you define yourself, as far as I understand. Like, if you feel like you're a trans person in terms of how your gender identity has shifted, generally the policy is like that makes you trans. But you can also be, you know, non-binary or like partially non-binary. I don't know if that's what you would say, but a person, you know, if you have like they them if you incorporate like non-binary pronouns, but you don't feel trans or you don't feel gender fluid, you just feel like you have that kind of relationship to gender, like you define it for yourself in a way. It's a very exciting thing. Yeah, I think it's a very exciting thing. I think we're in a very post-structuralist, postmodern life where everybody's very atomized, and in a lot of ways that's bad, but in a lot of ways it's also really good because we're learning how to deconstruct all these different cultural ideas that we've been forced into and learning how to express ourselves in realer ways. And the point is just like, don't be too hard on yourself either way, you know? If you like Rel, you would also enjoy Verity. She's also bisexual, and as a fellow bi woman, I really enjoy commentary on the bisexual representation of media in particular. That sounds awesome. Well said, Elliot. Reveille, enjoy your food. Reveille, love your voice. Thank you, Nicolas. Mia Mulder's also cool. I believe I've seen Mia Mulder's stuff. Ro has introduced me to so much good music. She's God to me. Wow, that's pretty high praise. Es un secreto. That song is fucking good. Let me flow. Labels for myself are really stressful, I found. I really do hope that people don't feel W drip for real or wait. It's not. I do not have W drip. I hope like you're not talking about me. My drip is not wavy right now. No, never mind. Okay, yeah. April, what's up? Yeah, I just hope people like stress out less about identifying themselves. Like, this is one of the things that I really hate about the post-structuralist kind of approach is like it's great that people now have the tools and the liberation to define themselves differently from gender hegemony, but I also find that a lot of it, you know, it has to come with the condition too that you understand that it's not a pressure. That your position on gender can also just be like, I'm a dude, I don't really care to think about it any more than that, or something like that. You know, you can ask yourself a question at one point, but if the answer to that question is like I'm chilling, like that's perfectly fine. You know, I get the sense that defining your gender identity purely and perfectly, finally, once and for all, will still not bring you the kind of happiness that you think it will. The true way to be happy is still to just live in each moment and interact with the people around you, you know, and interact healthily with yourself and the things you need. And so identity can be helpful with that, but identity is not nearly as powerful as we think it is. That's why we often feel so hollow even when we've fleshed out our identity so well, because it's so relative to other people's perceptions of us, and so relative to like ideas that we're trying to get at without really necessarily connecting to a lived experience. And this is where, you know, I think sometimes having a structuralist and a historical materialist approach to leftism is good, even though I'm the farthest thing from one of those like identity politics is poison people. Like I don't subscribe to that at all. I think identity politics and a lot of identity politics and identity ideas and post-structuralist ideas about constructing different identities and different particular needs and different particular conversations. Like these are all pretty cool and empowering things. But if you don't come to that material class recognition of yourself and come to that material recognition of your class interests and your human interests, then all that stuff is just gonna be unhelpful to you. It's just gonna hurt. It's just gonna end up being part of this big toxic concoction in your brain. You have to build a class consciousness, and also a healthy spirituality. Even if your spirituality is atheist, like a healthy spirituality that says like, I have faith. I know what my material needs are. I'm working towards them in this way. And also like I got, you know, people around me, and I gotta treat them humanly and empathetically. And when you have those things, like I feel like you're on a really good path. Like I feel like people often talk about trans people as concepts and not just people, you know? Yeah. I mean, the conceptuality of like we had to get back to talking about people. What are people? What do they want? What do they need? How do we get that to them? You know? And that's just people as concepts, but like literally the person down the block, the person that drove you, the person that is driving your train, the person who's the conductor, the person who's at the service worker at a restaurant you went to, like all these people, these are the people that matter. Ask them questions, ask them how they're doing, ask them where they're from, ask them what they want to do with their life, you know? See how fucking your life opens up when you start doing that. It's literally a different, like, the moment that you start recognizing like what you can contribute to other people, and then start trying to figure out how to, like, trying to meet people and help them, like, it really opens your life up for the better. And that's when your feeling about identity will also be better. I'm trans, I just want a donut. Listen, donuts are dope. Donuts are awesome. Healthy sense of self and having a healthy community is such a healing experience. It really is. Oh, Angie left. My love in regards to Angie. Hi, Elliot. Love the vids. Thank you, City Insect. Structural support is great. Very light, clean. W glasses, not gonna lie. Thank you. They actually have some dye on them. Some red dye on them from when I dyed my hair red. Es un secreto. Tu mirada y la mía, un sentimiento. Oh, the Naya message, man. I got a draft to look at. From a psychological standpoint, labeling can actually feel dehumanizing. Yeah. We label things by necessity. When you don't have a necessity of labeling something, then you shouldn't feel any need to label it. Usually the labeling can hold you back. What's up, Nublet? Label only what you need to label for the sake of its use value to you. If you want to use a term like that. But here I still think that people are only part of the LGBTQ plus community because of popular media influencers. Yeah, your parents don't understand how that works. So it's a tough thing. That's a tough thing to deal with. I would probably I don't know, I would probably struggle with that if I was you. Like that'd probably piss me off, but don't despair, you know. It's okay. A lot of times people's parents are dumb. I feel like there's a point where we've reached societally where we're almost standardizing human beings. I don't know. Yeah, we're definitely categorizing and standardizing human beings in specific. It's kind of like not dissimilar to like what Du Bois says in Society of the Spectacle. Not to be like a Society of the Spectacle kid, but there you go. There's so much knowledge available through connection. People are very deprived of that right now, I feel. Literally, like, your life, like, you will activate your life through connection. I believe that. I really believe that. Like, talk to people around you, like, for real. Something I want academic study if I pursue a master's and doctorate degree in communication, not psych, but a social science nonetheless. Gender studies is a fascinating thing. I label myself because it's easier to explain, but ideally I'd just be me and that would be it. I mean, it can be both. You can have a label that you give to people and that you're comfortable with them knowing about you, and then you can have the person that you actually are, and they don't have to be the same person. They can't fundamentally be the same person, actually, so you don't have to worry about that accuracy. You don't have to worry about giving people an accurate sense of who you are in every sense of the way, in every sense of the word or the idea. You can just tell people a basic version of it, while knowing also that it's a lot more complicated than that, and like just being really comfortable with that reality while also being comfortable with simplifying for the audience, you know. But the internet, what it needs to identify. Oop, not to get serious or anything, but it's so difficult to break out of social anxiety. I feel like I'm just a lost cause. Let me know. I mean, that's part of that's how social anxiety works, is that you feel like you're a lost cause. It's just, that's how anxiety is. You're not a lost cause. You're eventually gonna be fine. You'll you know, it might take you 20 years. It might take you 50. It might take you two days. I don't know, but eventually it goes away. You just have to kind of like try to make it go away. And just like accept that it's not gonna go away just because you want it to, but still keep trying. That's generally my advice for a lot of things. I'm closeted, and the idea of coming out to me is so daunting and scary, but because I don't want to explain to everyone, because I just don't want to explain why can't everyone see that I'm just not Alice Lissette. Yeah, it's tough. I would say you don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't owe anybody like a direct, fully clear description of who you are in your opinion. But at the same time, coming out can be really, really empowering, and it can allow people to give a window into who you are, and you can find like when you do that, a lot of times it empowers you and makes you feel a lot better. So I would say, even though it feels like a pain in the ass right now, it will probably be worth it in the long run, as long as you take a little bit of time to just think about like how you want to tell people, like how you want to identify yourself to others, and like also just think about like the fact that it's never going to be perfect, but it's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can just be a thing. Allo means like typical sexual attraction, right? Not in a heterosexual way, but the exist. Yeah. Terrible anxiety in high school and the first few years of college. Finally, it's come to a calm. I recommend learning how to manage it and don't judge yourself too harshly. You got this. Yeah, and a lot of the advice for fixing anxiety, it sounds really inane, but it's 1000% true. A lot of the best advice you will ever get is stuff that sounds really dumb and really repetitive and cheesy, but it's said that often because it is true. Like, exercise and eat right. It helps. They will help your anxiety 1000%. When you exercise, after you exercise and eat right, take chances. Don't worry about failure. Failure is good. These kinds of things, like, they do help. Thank you. I needed to hear this. Thank you. It's like headphones in your pocket. You put them in and everything's clear cut, but then it spaghettifies and start to untangle. It's a pretty interesting metaphor. Just confirming. Yes. What's going on tonight? Sweater burning to the ground. I'm just doing this quick live stream, chatting with the chat. I'm gonna head out soon. This has gone on longer than I expected it to, and I got work in the morning. But I'm really, I really enjoyed spending some time with y'all. I wanted to make sure I live streamed since I reached 15K subscribers, and so this was a good opportunity to do that. But I hope that when I'll reach 20K some point soon. I think I just passed 18,500, so 20K is on the horizon, and I'm definitely gonna do a nice big just a nice big stream when I hit 20K. So also celebrate milestones, even if it's just a finger gun snapped to yourself in the mirror. And I did that. Yeah, literally, like, if you do something good, just so celebrate, congratulate yourself for doing good. If something good happens to you, enjoy it. These are important pieces of advice as well. Thank you, Rachel or Rebecca. BJK, I know these things take time. It's just hard. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but what do you want us to do? It's hard for everybody. You gotta certain things. You gotta just make the jump, man. Like, we're all out here jumping all day. You gotta jump too at some point. We all have to take the leap of faith. 18.6K, yeah, man, we're getting to 20K soon. When this next video comes out, if it does well, we should eclipse 20K. I mean, honestly, 10K in a week would be great, and that's something that we've been achieving really easily lately. But I don't see it becoming a huge hit video, this next one, but I do think it's very good and fun. The stream was really chill. Thank you, Alex. Well, thank you for subscribing, and I will be streaming again at some point in the near future, so be on the lookout. Difficulty with coming out or social anxiety has to deal with being seen and truly understood, but the hard truth is rarely are others genuinely going to be able to see all of your full authentic self. You just have to be that and know that's not enough. Yeah, don't want to just be seen for your full authentic self. That's a trap. That's a movie script thing. Every person that you know will see a version of you. And each version of you holds a key truth to who you are. That's not what's important. What's important when you're in a conversation is not you. What's important is everybody. What's important is everybody in the interaction. So just focus on the other person, honestly. Like, if you have social anxiety and you don't know how to start talking to another person, focus on what you think they need or want, like genuinely, like what are they interested in, and try to get them to talk about what they're interested in. You know, or like what do they need help with, and try to give them help with that. You know, start from that point. It's not about you. Like, really, it's not about, like, I don't have so many identity issues as I used to, because I don't think about it. I don't care. You know, you could call me whatever you want at some point now. I'm just like, fine. And there's a degree where we all have to kind of get there. You know, I don't care too much to be seen perfectly anymore. I just want to, like, you know, make my money. I want to take care of the things that can, my responsibilities, you know, and then just go. What you just said was really quite profound. Should I be taking notes now? Well, the stream will stay up, so you can reconsult it at any point. But feel free to take notes too. See you, Rachel. Random question: what mic are you using? This is a Blue Yeti microphone in black. The whole faking confidence until it's not fake is so real, but it's so hard. I wish I could trick myself. You can trick yourself. You just have to start tricking yourself. You know, like, you never believe it until it actually happens. I think, I mean, fake it till you make it's a bit simplified, but I just believe, like maybe it doesn't matter is a better piece of advice. Like, literally, it just doesn't matter. You don't matter. You're not important. What's important is, like, doing what you need to do as a human being, and you know, meeting other people's wants and needs as human beings as well. What's important is your compassion. What's important is your health, the health of others. You know. Stop thinking. I mean, thinking is great, but save your thinking for I don't know, for other things. And some things take way less thinking than you think they do. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you all for stopping by. This is a very random impromptu stream, and yet we got a lot of viewers. I'm really excited. I really am floored with the support that the channel's been getting. Like, floored, for real. Yeah, be on the lookout. A new video is going to come out this weekend, so until then, be safe. And yeah, Emma, we'll have a music listening stream at some point in the future.